We're live. What is up, everyone? Thursday evening. We have some paintball stuff we can talk about today. And then we'll, talk to the chat for a while. I'm going to tie my pants because they fall off. I don't know. Yep. Hope everybody's well this evening. I bought a new paintball gun this week. Kinda. I bought a paintball gun that's going to be for a review coming up very soon. The CS3 mechanical something or other. We're going to find out. Hopefully everyone's well this fine evening. Boga Boga is here. Booga Booga. And Connor, hello. Hello this evening. And we're going to try to see if we can find anyone that's in Germany. So let me know where you're at in the chat. If you're in Germany, please let me know. Eric, how goes it, sir? Where are you guys at? Where's everyone located at? I do this every single time we start. I don't really know why. Mainly to just get something going. Shout out from San Diego. Fallbrook. I don't even know where Fallbrook is. You're in New York. That's pretty cool. I'd like to be in New York. Corey's somewhere on Earth. Ooh, we got Spain. Federico, I think that's right. Federico Hernandez. I think so. Spain, Seattle, Vegas, Philly, Indiana. Exciting in Nebraska. I have a lot of family that's from Nebraska. I've actually never... Well, no, that's not true. I've been in Nebraska. I was there when I was like 2. I actually took the train to Nebraska from Sacramento, but I don't remember. Not at all. Millstad, Illinois. We're founded by Germans. Yeah, that whole area. There's been a lot of Germans always around that kind of area. Maybe not. I don't think of Germany when I think of Illinois. I definitely think of Pennsylvania, though. We got a lot of you Pennsylvanian people. Let's just do this. I mean, let's do that, Eric, with the goddamn first super chat of the evening. You're amazing, Eric. I appreciate you so much. I got to use this cool paintball gun. Am I going to come out to the paintball field this weekend? Yes, I am. Why is that goddamn light so red? Let's make that light not so red. I don't know why it's so red. And then, or I don't know why it's so bright. Ew, it's a little better. Let's just do this. We're going to talk about my paintball gun I bought, and I'm going to use it this weekend at paintball fields. So let's take, I don't know, I got so much stuff going on. Let's see, what am I going to do? How are we going to do this? Let's move the keyboard. Let's position this a little bit over there. Boss Cat Studios, another super chat. You guys are freaking amazing. Opinion on the Planet Eclipse E-Tech 3. We'll talk about that real fast. E-Tech 3, it's okay. I mean, I think it matters probably how much you can buy it for. I think that I would probably rather have something else. I think that the E-Tech 3 was very loud, and it kicks a whole lot. I got one of those. It kicks a whole lot, but they're really reliable. But I think that probably in that price, I imagine they're probably like $250 or $300 or something about. I'd personally, I think I'd rather have something else. I think I'd go for like even the Axe. You could probably find an ETHA 2 for not all that much more money. But I think I'd rather have an Axe in any of the variants, whether it's the Axe Pro, the Axe 2.0, or the, older version of the Axe. I like that. For $110, though, I would be skeptical of an E-Tech 3 for $110. I don't even know what to tell you if you got $110. There's really not much you can buy out there, unfortunately. But I got all this stuff. The other day, I bought this crazy expensive paintball gun. It's kind of ridiculous when you buy like, a $1,700 paintball gun and then like a $400 mechanical frame. It actually comes out to be quite a bit of money. It's a lot of money. But I got a really cool color. We're just going to switch to this top-down camera. And then maybe we can show my cool paintball gun. My whole intention of using the CS3... we're going to make... Look at that goddamn price, though. $17.50. They're so expensive. My whole intention of having this thing is I want to do a... like... the best mechanical gun ever. kind of thing. And I think these are probably the best mechanical guns ever made. The CS3 with the mechanical frame. We've talked about these before. This isn't like, put that over there. This isn't like, the newest, craziest gun out. I mean, they've been out a while now. The mechanical frames have been out for a few months. So it's not like, a brand new paintball gun. One of the things I've always liked about these CS cases. Let's actually turn this light on. That's what I've intended to do from the beginning. These CS cases I really like. They just are really cool. Now I like how the mechanical frame, that CS3 mechanical frame, also kind of comes with its own case. Currently, I have the electronic frame packaged away inside there. Let's get rid of that stuff. I'm just gonna chuck it on the ground. And I really like this color. The main reason we're probably doing this is just because I like this color so much. It just looks so good. Black with blue parts. So this is kind of a factory color, factory body. Well, not factory color, I should say. The factory color is blue with medium gray parts. So we did a little bit of a part swap with a silver and black gun, I believe, and then ended up with black and blue. It's really, really nice, and I really like it. It's a little bit hard to show on this camera. It's just we're gonna do that, I guess. It's really nice. I really like these mechanical frames from Planet Eclipse. And I'm really interested to try to set this trigger up kind of how I'd prefer it to be set up. They're extremely adjustable. I really like how you can actually change the whole angle of that trigger with the rake, the same way you can with their electronic frames. And I'm just excited to try the thing out. I really like the way the CS2 mechanical guns shoot. So I'm assuming that I will really like the way these CS3 mechanical guns shoot. And I've not used it yet, so I don't really know. One of the things I'm kind of curious about, hold on, is I've never actually adjusted any of these guns before, so this is the first time that I've kind of set up a mechanical frame for their newer guns. So I haven't used the CS2. No, I don't. My monitor came unplugged. The CS2 frame, and I haven't used this, like I said, I haven't used the mechanical frame. One of the things I'm kind of curious about, look at how insanely bright that is. We're gonna, I guess, lower that. As I've never adjusted the actual triggers on these. So I'm curious about adjusting the actuator pivot point or whatever the hell they're calling that thing. The activation point carrier. It's kind of weird. You can't see it because it's so freaking bright. But we can the activation carrier thing. I've never actually adjusted one of those. So I'm curious about what it feels like and what it's like after I actually adjust the thing. I know some people say it doesn't really make that big a difference, but let's do that. I'm curious how it works. CS3 mechanical frame, look for that video coming, I would say very soon, probably I don't know, a week and a half or so. The best mechanical gun ever. That's the goal for that video. I know I was going to say some people are probably oh, that's cheating because it's not really a mechanical gun. It's kind of an electric gun. Some people are the autococker or the automag is the best mechanical gun ever. Those people are crazy. Because they don't have a timer built in. That's one of the cooler things about these frames. Is I really like how you can put the electronics in that mechanical frame. So you actually have a game timer and stuff. It's kind of handy. But you're not going to get, the eyes do not work. Which would be kind of cool. But there's no solenoid in there to actually know when you're shooting. Or no, I should say no electronic pneumatic solenoid. So there's no real solenoid in there to detect when you're shooting. It's just got that valve inside there. But I'm kind of excited to try it out this weekend. CS3 freaking mechanical, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. The CS3 freaking mechanical frame. Look at how good it looks. I just think that blue looks so good. It's like if Dynasty still shot Planet Eclipse guns, these are what they'd use. It's a very Dynasty-ish whatever. Chris, what'd you say something about BFPgear.com, a sponsor of this video, and not this video, but this channel, we'll say. Yikes, have you ever tried utilizing BFP Gear's trade-in program for upgrades instead of buying them full price? If you're talking to me, no. Because what I do, right, when I buy these, any gun you ever see on here, like, I'm not just buying this to buy it, you know? The whole purpose of me buying any of these guns is really for review. So I'm going to buy this, review it, and then we're just going to sell it right away. Most of the time, I shouldn't say most of the time, I should say all the time, these guns are sold in the Paintball Ruin My Life Facebook group. There's a raffle that takes place. Typically raffle tickets are like 10 bucks or 15 or 20 or somewhere in there. So if you actually want to buy this thing or have a chance to win it, I should say, go check out the Paintball Ruin My Life Facebook group. There's probably a link in the description. Yeah, it'd be crazy. I mean, this is paintball, right? I mean, I spent $2,000 pretty much on this entire setup. And it'd be crazy for me to, like, you know, just buy this to hopefully make money off a video. I do not make that much money off videos. So it'd be crazy. That'd be making like thousands of dollars for me to justify buying anything like just for a video. CS3 mechanical frame. How many of you guys have used this? Who has a CS3 and who has a mechanical frame? And who thinks $2,100 is too much money for a mechanical gun? It's kind of crazy that I don't have any intention. Mark! I don't have any intention on using it in electric mode. I'm not even going to put the electric frame on it. I will be at Capital Edge this weekend. I just thought of something. I put, there's a video that's going to come out. We talked about this last weekend for a very, like just a couple minutes. Maybe not last weekend, last week. But I got a bunch of crazy 3D printed stuff from Paintball DNA. And they make this ridiculous blunderbuss barrel that's extraordinarily loud. And there's a video of this coming out on Monday. It will be up on Monday. That's what Mark in the chat's like, what the fuck is up? And I was like, Mark is in this video, because Mark's an idiot, and he's like, oh, loud noises, I'm gonna run around the 50. So we talked about him a little bit. It's really funny. It's almost like, this barrel is so loud that it's almost hard to, like, illustrate in video. Like, it's so loud that it doesn't really, like, compute over video. So it's kind of difficult, you know. I think it's kind of funny, but it is loud. What is that? A fax machine? The blunderbuss is pretty funny. There's really no use for it. They're only selling them for 10 bucks, so it's not like a big deal. But they're really fun. Cool. I got a handful of them. This one goes to a dye ultralight. This makes a 14-inch. I don't know where the hell an ultralight is, so we're not going to put the barrel tip on. It's a cannon. It doesn't even sound like a cannon. I don't even know. It sounds like an actual gun or something. It is so loud. It's kind of crazy. It's really kind of crazy. Yeah, it's so loud that everyone thinks you're poison or you're on the other side of the... Oh, where's my keyboard? On the whole other side of the field. You know what happened this weekend, or last weekend? Let's pull this up. We kind of watched this trying to like figure out what's going on here with audio. Oh, that's what's happening. Oh gosh, all this dual monitor stuff. You know what? I don't know. Maybe this isn't working. Hold on, give me a second here. I don't know why the browser audio is not working right now. I can hear it. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, you know what? All right, hold on. This is not the most exciting, me fixing stuff in real time. There we go. I think. Okay, there we go.
He's behind in the middle of the
so this we kindly briefly touched on this last week. The NXL European Championships took place last week in France. God, the audio is so bad in these live streams. I'm sorry. I want to like make it so you guys can kind of hear it, but it's so hard to hear. Yeah, the European Paintball Champions took place last week. And at these tournaments, at this last tournament of the year, they always do like their like international world championship thing. And they have 5 different divisions. They have the men's division, they have the men's veteran division, they have a women's division, a U16, so 16 and under, and they have a 19 under league. And the US absolutely dominated this whole entire tournament. Out of the 31 matches all of those teams played, they tied 1 and lost 1. So they went 29-1-1, which is pretty crazy. I mean, for all those teams to do so well, it's really kind of impressive. And the US won every single division. So all 5 of them, in absolute, we'll say like dominating fashion. They almost did end up losing in the finals to Great Britain, though. They actually went into overtime against Great Britain. And then we saw the actual, like, we'll say, European Championships. So not like the international teams, but all of the just European teams, or any of the teams, I guess, that decide to go over and actually play the tournament as their normal teams. And in the finals, like we've seen many times before, Joy Division and the Tauntauns played. And I kind of think that these teams are just as important as some of the teams we have here. So like you could say that like the Tauntauns are, you know, the Dynasty or the Ironmen of Europe. And the same thing could be said for Joy Division. I mean, Joy Division has come here to the US and won tournaments, as well as the Tauntauns. So they're kind of both like the Ironmen or Dynasty of Europe. It's cool to see them still playing. I was a Joy Division fan when they came here and played in the US a lot. It was cool. Tauntauns ended up winning 5-3 to take the tournament and the series title. I don't know if that's interesting to anyone else. I like this international paintball quite a bit. It's kind of fun to watch. It's just a little bit more interesting when we have like, you know, different people or whatever. And here's some like Team USA stuff. We have Tyler Harmon carrying that flag with Marcelo running in the back like, wait for me. You got the women's team kicking ass, going 4 for 4. I think the men's team lost. The men's team, not the veterans team. The men's team lost a match, and then I think the U16, the U19 team actually ended up tying a match. Ah, that's probably not the greatest picture. Winning a paintball tournament, I mean, just imagine going over there as like a kid, right, at like 16 or 19, and winning this tournament. It'd be so cool. I mean, it wouldn't, like, you know, there's not a lot of other things in paintball they could compare to, yeah, going over to Europe and, like, you know, winning an actual paintball tournament for your country. It's just kind of cool. More stuff. We got Germany right there. I don't know who that is. Italy. I think this is like U19 stuff. Nah. Because that's, I think, Marcelo. Yeah, that's Marcelo and someone. Freaking paintball action. Let's switch back. Who's excited about NXL Europe? Probably nobody. Everyone probably like zones out when I'm talking about it. Windy City Layout. We're going to talk about that too. Joy Division is a good brand. Yeah, they're a good team too. I mean, they've had a lot of followers. It sounds bad. They've had a lot of fans and stuff over the years, so for sure. Faux show. Yeah, the announcing is just god awful too. Like, the announcing for this stuff is pretty bad. I was almost thinking, like, why don't they just, like, I'll just go over there and do this for free. You don't have to pay me. Just, get me there and stuff, and I'll talk for, I can talk for 11 hours. Woo! That's a long-ass time. I don't know about 11 hours, but, International paintball. I think that I'd rather go over to France to a paintball tournament than Florida. It is kind of crazy how many views the actual webcast has. I mean, it's kind of hard to compare. You look at this and it has 12,000 views, which is not a ton. But it's kind of hard to compare it directly to the NXL. Because the NXL doesn't really broadcast the full day. They're only doing like an hour or 2 hours, maybe 3 hours free every day. It's uncommon that we're seeing the finals on YouTube. So it's a little bit hard to compare them. I mean, I would assume that, actually I know that Ghost Sports has more viewers for the NXL than NXL Europe. Yep. TM40 or CS3, you know what? The price difference is just so crazy. I mean, there's like a $500 price difference pretty much. I don't know. I think that with the price not a factor, right? Because price is hard, right? When we're talking about pricing, it all depends on who you are, right? If you're a billionaire, the $400 or $500 is like nonsense. So it doesn't matter. But I think I'm choosing CS3 just because I like the ergonomics more of those. I think they're going to be a bit more reliable. I prefer the quality. Yeah, that's about it. But that's not to say the TM40 is bad. The TM40 is definitely the best Lux they've ever made. Which, I mean, it should be, But I haven't really liked the Luxes in the past. And the TM40 is certainly growing them. I hold it and I'm like, man, I kind of like this metal foregrip. It's not so bad. Corey, I know when I bring up Team USA won the European tournament, it started a lot more conversations. When yeah, that's good. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Between people who don't watch the sport. Yeah, I could see. I mean, because people are like, wait, what? Team USA paintball? It's kind of like stupid. You're like, really? Franco, the US invented paintball, and in not that developed in the rest of the world is to expect they win in every. I don't know if that's true though. I mean, they definitely invented paintball. But there's been good European teams for a long time. I mean, the Tauntauns have been good for 15 years. And even when you compare them to the current pro teams, the Tauntauns are good. The current US pro teams. And the same thing for Joy Division. I mean, Joy Division came over here and won tournaments in the US. And yeah. I mean, I'd say like early on, probably in like the 90s, the Americans were like way better. But the European teams caught up quite a bit. There's probably more of a gap though. Like if we looked at like, the top European pro team compared to the lower teams, there's a huge gulf, I think, a huge gap in between those teams and how good they are. When it's probably not as much when we're comparing the US teams. Like Houston Heat is not like way, way better than NRG Elite. It's not like insane. Whereas the Tauntauns in Joy Division are probably quite a bit better than the other teams. And I can't even tell you the lower division teams. So I know Russian Legion, I was going to bring up the Russians, but they haven't played in so long. I wanted to like use a better example. But the Russians were probably the first team not from America to do well in America, I would say. Mark, go take a shower. What are you talking about? Hit that like button. That's what I'm saying. If you guys are watching this video, you ever watch the other videos? Like, and you're like, this is okay, you know? You're like, maybe you don't like the video that much, but you like support paintball and, you know, want paintball to grow. Just like the videos. Like the videos, leave a comment, just be like, this is the comment. Like the video. It's not really hard. Engagement on the internet has been decreasing. So it's ever more important that people are liking and subscribing and doing all that jazz. If you're an American and you hear Team USA, it immediately raises interest, no matter the sport, I feel. Yeah, that's for sure. Absolutely. I agree with you on that. Mark had to take a shower. He felt dirty. I didn't tell you to shower today. Rob says, I always like your videos. Well, I appreciate it, Rob. You're one of the very few, not few, you're one of the paintball something. I appreciate it. What else we can talk about? We can talk about NXL roster moves if we really want to. Let's just do this. Planet Eclipse. Ooh, I don't even know how much the prices are on these. I just remembered I didn't really look at pricing for these things. This week, Planet Eclipse finally released their colored grips for the LV2 and CS3. They're going to come in 4 colors. You're going to get red, blue, tan. What the hell's the other one? Red, blue, tan, and white. It's kind of cool. They come with the little barrel thing, too. You can see a little red deal on the barrel. Which they have for a while, really, but I like the little barrel accent. Those happened. We also have a bunch of pro people that switch teams. Some of these guys we're probably not going to be as extremely familiar with. We're going to switch back to that one. Carlos Silos Cortez, he's really good. Carlos is one of the probably more aggressive cannonball style players. He's actually moving over to New York Extreme, which I think is pretty cool. I think that might help New York Extreme. They have Jerry Caro playing that snake over there still, though, so I'm not entirely sure how that's going to stack up. We have Zach Geiger going to NRG Elite. Zach played a long time for NRG Elite. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Zach played for NRG for a long time. He played D2, and then he left to play for Revo, and now he's back with NRG Elite. I'm sorry, Zach, I don't even know who you are. Drew Guppy is another guy. I recognize Drew Guppy's name. He plays semi-pro, I think, for the Royal City Sea Dogs. Now he is on NRG Elite. And Devin Stewart, a longtime veteran, has played for a handful of teams, came up in Dallas. Maybe not Dallas, definitely Texas. Played for Houston Heat for a handful of years, like 6-7 years, something like that, a long time. Although he's not gotten a lot of playing time, so I think that that's one of the reasons that he's probably going over to NRG Elite. Elliot Weaver is going to Revo from NRG Elite. He's a super veteran. He's been around a long time. Jesse Stevens, he's really good. Jesse Stevens is going to go play for AC Diesel. AC Diesel lost Alex Rodriguez. He's not playing with him anymore. He just quit for some reason. I don't know. A-Rod's hard to keep track of. Jesse's really good. He's been playing also in Texas for a very long time, mostly with X Factor. Colin Cherry, he's a newer guy, or coming back, we should say. Going to go play with the Latin Saints. Colin Cherry played for a very long time with Cross-Eyed Paintball out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga, Tennessee. And nope, that's not last. We got 2 more people we're going to talk about real quick. Maybe just one more. That's Cody. I'm going to say Cody Dufort. I'm not 100% sure. I've actually played against Cody before. He's very, very good. He's a big guy. He's playing like back center or whatever, an extremely good shot. And one of those guys that's just a little weird how good he is at paintball. He's big, and it just doesn't make sense how he shoots 3 guys or something like that every single game. I don't know if he'll be able to help the Latin Saints. The Latin Saints are god-awful, and they're probably not going to even play pro anymore. Odds are they're going to get relegated. and move down to the semi-pro division. Paintball roster moves, I don't think that they're going to really make that huge of a difference. I mean, I think Carlos, he's probably like the best player we saw move somewhere. Carlos, Devin Stewart's really good. Devin could help NRG for sure. I don't want to say people are bad. Jesse Stevens going over to AC. I mean, AC Diesel's also already stacked. I mean, they have probably, you know, one of the best rosters in the league. So him going over might help a little bit, give rest to people. Colin Sherry's back. Yeah, having Colin and Cody on the Latin Saints could help them. I mean, they're not, like I said, they're not the greatest. So we'll have to see what happened. A-Rod was let go to personal issues. He's been let go for that. Doorbell just ring? He's been let go for that in the past. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, yeah. I just rang my doorbell. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know. I think that they say that because he just quits or something. It's very weird that he's been on multiple teams and just kind of like left halfway through the season. I don't know. I don't quite get it. It don't make no sense to me. Yeah, it really doesn't. He's so good too. He's so good. Alex Rodriguez is one of, I mean, when he plays well, he's probably one of the best people ever. You know, he's maybe not one of the best. Yeah, sure, why not? He could be top, 6 or 7 players in the league when he's playing. I mean, he goes up the center of the field and can shoot like 8 guys at a time. Maybe not 8. Yeah, he'll shoot 5 guys and then shoot his teammates real quick. Why not? European Paintball Championships, we talked about that. NXL released their brackets, but coming up here, so I don't really know. I could go for pizza. Pizza sounds pretty good. I did not order a pizza. Thought about it real quick. I was like, maybe we should order pizza. While we're doing this, if anybody wants to order anything cool from the internet, one of the best ways, I talked about like people, liking and commenting on videos. It's super helpful. Another thing that's super helpful and allows me to spend $2,000 on paintball guns to review is people buying, merch. You can get headbands in there right there. Like those are $30. You can get a cool hat like that. pbrml.shop. I appreciate everyone who ever buys anything on there. It's super helpful. You can get some barrel covers on there like that. There's a load of barrel covers on there. Barrel covers are only $7 and headbands are only $30. I know there's a lot of $100 plus headbands out there, so $30 is a pretty good deal. I mean, comparedly to the $300 headbands that are out there, it's kind of crazy. Damn, I wonder if I would affect his next roster moves. Usually anyone tagged with the personality issues is a red flag. Yeah, that's what I don't get. That's why I was like so confusing to me. I mean, he's been on multiple teams and it's just never worked out. He just keeps joining other teams. And I don't know. I don't really know A-Rod. I've never talked to him. I don't really, I don't know. I don't know much about him. I mean, I know he's, got to be friends with, some of those guys like A-Rod or Alex Rodriguez or Kyle Spica. He's got to be friends with those guys at some point because he's been on teams with those guys multiple times. So it can't be that bad. He's not like, Gilbert Arenas and like taking a gun into the locker room. He's not like insane. So LJ Woodley, John Woodley had some issues in the past. Did he? I think LJ might have been like cocky and loud and some people didn't like that. All black headbands. There's definitely an all black headband. Look at that one right there. All black headbands. I don't think these ones don't have like tags on them though. Some of these don't have tags on them. A little tag right there. All the ones that ship do though. I gotta sew them all on. It's a goddamn nightmare. You betcha. I've like run out of things to talk about already. I mean, we could look at the NXL layout. I haven't even looked at it at all. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. NXL layout. This is one I can actually draw on too, so. So this coming, not this coming week, next weekend, September 15th and 17th, the Windy City Open in Chicago, Illinois is going to take place. And I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Let's switch that. NXL layout. Has anyone? No one's played this. What am I talking about? I was like, has it even played yet? You know what bunkers I don't like though? I really don't like these things. Ooh. I really don't like these. I'm not a fan of those like bricks. I mean, the bricks are okay if they're like laying down, you know, if they're laying down like that thing with the wing, but I don't know, standing up like that, I really just don't like that like clean edge on the thing. It's kind of annoying. Let's see. Although I think if we're at that brick, I don't know. We'd have to look at this in a different angle, but I'm curious like what you can actually shoot. You know, if you can actually shoot going into the snake. Probably not. It's probably a little bit. Those bunkers are probably lined up and not enough for it to shoot. I always look for bunkers we can go stop the snake with. Which way are those wedges faced? I mean, you're definitely probably going to see dudes going like this, though. Starting here and then going to this brick, and then going here, and then just shooting this whole gap right here to shut the freaking snake down. Because you see you can, like, go to this wedge, and probably, I'm going to guess, Jesus. Golly. Shoot this whole freaking area, because you can get on the side of that thing and shoot it pretty good. Guns Up. I know Guns Up runs like shit though, and it's like wacky, and I always get like confused with looking at like the whatever. You know what I would do? I would probably go to this. Mainly because I'm so tall. I like the idea of me going like this and over there. And I really like these bunkers, because if I'm at this thing, I can actually shoot over the brick and then shoot into the back field. Maybe layouts. I don't know. NXL layout. It's about the same. I mean, it's not about the same. I was going to say it's kind of traditional. It's got that traditional like ladder snake and stuff. But I don't really like the ladder. I kind of wish that it was like different. I get kind of bored with the layouts. I really like how they kind of put those two pins there, though. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if you're going to go there or not. It probably just stops, like... I'm going to guess that it stops, like, from shooting this way from that brick. NXL layout, I don't know. That's all we got. I'm not much of a, like, a freaking layout talker. Mainly because I don't play it, so I don't really care that much. I mean, you got people... There's so many people online that, like, analyze the layouts and stuff, that there's quite a few, like, full-length videos. I know SVP Paintball guy, I'm blanking on his name. I know he does those. And, why am I blanking on his name? How to play paintball, ML King's guy. Jesus. There's out there, too. And then I think today Ghost Sports actually released like some like tactical videos that I didn't watch. That is true. The 2bits says the pins are going to create interesting bounce shots. Yeah, I don't know though. Maybe not. I mean, they're placed kind of odd. I mean, you definitely got like... You definitely got this one right there. Whoop. That's definitely going to be something. And then I don't know. I don't think this to shoot the pins from here, I think the angle is too steep. But you might be able to shoot one right here too into something. Nah, I don't know. Maybe. You might be able to do that. Oh. That Maya, I already did that one. Yeah, bounce shots. A lot of people don't like bounce shots. I don't like bounce shots really that much either. They're kind of annoying when you get shot by bounce shots. Greg's playing for the Rush. Greg, there we go. Greg's playing for Ruthless. So, Greg is not on the ML Kings anymore. Okay. Well, I don't like Ruthless either. Those guys, like, threaten to beat me up at the paintball field. So, let's talk about that. Hold on. Let's see if we can get that picture. Let's see. Man, I don't really know how to use Facebook. I don't really go on Facebook a lot. Let's see if we can find my... So I don't know... I don't know if... Let's see if I can find it. I think it's the only, like literally the only post that I have on my personal account. Let's see, we're gonna save the image. Go like that. Go like that. I just got this message on Facebook. I guess it's not like threatening to beat me up necessarily, but what's he say? He says, "You're a ticking fool, bro. I hope I see you in public in the near future so I can smack you in the face trying to use defamatory comments about Ruthless products." See, Ruthless people don't like me because I said something. I don't know what I said at one point. They also blocked me on Instagram. They blocked a bunch of, like, infamous guys on Instagram, all kinds of stuff. It's kind of crazy. It's a little bit crazy. But that guy's, like, friends with, like, whoever owns Ruthless. So I don't quite understand. I don't know. What I was probably saying... Let's switch over... Let's, hold on. Be able to see this first. What I was probably saying... We're going to talk shit about Ruthless more. Hold on. Let me... we're just going to pull their website up, hopefully. And it's not like, you know, I say the same things about other companies, so it's not like I'm just saying this about Ruthless. But let's see. Let's see if we can go to their store. Do they have, like... Yeah, there's something. So one of the things that I find weird about, or that I don't like about a lot of the paintball companies, and some of the big paintball companies are also doing this, is they're just buying, like, cheap, shitty stuff and putting their name on it. You know, like this pack, they just bought from China and put their little logo on and then, like, called it a day. I just don't like these kind of things. I mean, maybe they customize it a little bit, but there's a lot of companies doing it. JT's doing it. They're making, like, wacky packs. There we go. And then these are odd, too, you know? I mean, those look extremely like the Infamous pads, right? Those ones are a little different. But they look very much like the Infamous pads. And I think that's kind of weird, too. You know, if I was going to make my own products, I would at least try to make them a little bit different than other people, and I wouldn't just copy them. You know? And that's why they blocked me on Instagram. That's why they for sure blocked Callie, Rudolph from Instagram. I think they blocked Travis as well. For just, you know, saying those looked like Infamous pants. Yep. Then you got these. I mean, these look a lot like the Infamous bags, right? It's literally an Infamous bag. I mean, they're pretty much the same thing. Infamous has these fanny packs. Yeah. Ruthless, the coolest paintball company in paintball. You know, but Ruthless isn't the only one just kind of copying people. The same thing. You know, like I said, JT's making those wacky packs. We got HK Army copying a lot of people. So, I don't know. Yep. So, I hope to see this guy at the paintball field, John Mark Fortune. You guys should go find him on Facebook. He's crazy. I'd love to see it. It'd be so great if that guy tried to fight me at the paintball field. Oh, that's not the only time I've gotten a threaten online, though. Someone told me they were going to kill me next time I was at Jungle Paintball. That was a long time ago. Those messages are going to be harder to find. Oh. I'll go on a mission to destroy Ruthless. Fortune? That's a made-up name. Well, maybe it's made up, but... Let's see. I even tagged him on Instagram. I mean, yeah, he's still posting stuff on Instagram or Facebook. Sorry. Let's look at his Facebook page. What I think it's crazy, what I think's really crazy though, is like, I don't think I'm awesome, right? I don't think that I'm like the man, but I find it very weird that like, damn, it's gonna make me log in and shit. I don't want to log into Facebook right now. Okay, we're not gonna look at this thing. I just find it weird how like a company, like I don't know this John character, he's just crazy. But I find it weird as a company to like block me? Oh, you know, like, I don't know. I'm the only person out here doing any of this stuff. So it seems weird to like block me on Instagram. I can just now I'm just gonna like talk shit about you guys. So who knows? I don't even think I ever replied to that guy. I don't know. I just posted it on Facebook and everyone thought it was kind of funny. I replied, that's actually, yeah, that was like a screenshot from, I posted it on Facebook and I was like, if I go missing at the paintball field, you'll all know where I'm at. I said something like that. Anyway. May not be his real name. Is it his real photo? Yeah, I don't even know. I have no idea. I haven't looked that far into it. I don't even know. It was kind of a while ago. I mean, it was like a year and a half ago or a year ago or something like that. Who knows? We need to make a Team Brad shirts with big balls on the front. What? I don't know. It's just old. When you get old, your balls hang lower, you know? Yeah, that's one thing I don't want to do. Like, I'll tell people, like, you know, what I think and what's happening. But I don't want to, like, make stuff that's directly, like, trying to, like, talk shit. Like, I just don't care that much. It's like, I don't want to deal with, like, the talking about it afterwards and dealing with people complaining about stuff. And, like, it's just drama that I don't want anything to do with. Like, I just don't have time for that stuff. I don't understand. So, I don't have time for it. Yeah. I think it's hilarious. What else we got to talk about? Anything? We got a CS mech frame. Blank, 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 blank. Not really, guys. Sorry. We're just about done. You know, I like talking about drama sometimes. It's kind of fun with your friends, but I don't want to. I don't know. It's too short to actually... Or something. Life's too short or something? I don't know. Oh, it's just zoomed in like crazy. We got NXL brackets. Who has the easiest bracket? So which top team, like, does Dynasty, X Factor, Damage, or Heat have the easiest bracket? So we got Dynasty with Extreme, ML Kings, Notorious, and Seattle Uprising. Ironman, NRG, Revo, Impact. That's definitely harder. Hurricanes, Diesel, Level, Saints, Infamous, Aftermath, Bears, and Red Legion. Man, yep, I'm going to go with Dynasty. I'm pretty sure Dynasty has the easiest one. This is hard. Impact and Revo, you got to play Impact and Revo. Hurricanes have been playing very well. AC Diesel could play well at any moment. Aftermath have been playing well too. You got Infamous over there. I'm going with that one. Although Extreme and the ML Kings have been doing really well too. Yep, that was exciting. We're done with that. Go Dynasty! It's crazy how Dynasty's still good. I mean, they've been so good forever. I mean, they've been good for 20-something years. 25 years. 2-Bit, I had a chance to talk to Oliver. Oh, that's not what you said. I had a chance to talk to Lang, and he's a great guy. Yeah, I mean, I think that most of the people are. I think that most of the pro paintball players are. Because you gotta think that paintball's a very weird thing. Paintball's something that, like, most of these guys are devoting their lives to for no reason. And no one's getting rich, no one's getting famous. So I kind of think it takes the right kind of person to devote this much time and energy to something that you're probably not going to see that much return on. Whether they're dumb like me, or just like, you know, hard workers. You know, it's like all pro athletes. They all have a good work ethic and they're hardworking. And especially when you're on a team that's good. You know, a lot of the times everyone's just good. You know, everyone's cool and good dudes. So it is kind of funny how the team's Dynasty, like Ben said, when you pick a team like Dynasty, you got to live up to it. It is kind of crazy how they like, bananas are the secret sauce. It is kind of funny how they picked that team Dynasty and they're literally a dynasty. It is kind of crazy. Stoner Gaming 420. Were you pro, Brad? Nope, I was not professional, thank God. I didn't ever, like, really want to be. I don't know, I like, you know, it'd have been cool, but, like, I never really devoted the time or energy or effort into doing it. Not even close. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, you know, I don't know. I obviously like paintball and played every weekend, but I don't know, I just never devoted that much time to tournaments, so, or tournament paintball, we'll say. Shot Theory says he's played pro for 20 years. Who are you then? Brandon, maybe it's their AccuLuck barrel giving them the wins. You know what it is? It's the Force. Or the AccuLuck. One of the two. This is so much like condensation. I don't know, we got nothing else to talk about. I burned through all my topics so fast. I need someone, I need to try to help, I need to find someone to help me film a paintball video this weekend on Sunday. Hopefully Nate can help me. If not, I'm going to try to get Michael Dufort from Dufort Media Productions. Hold on. Let's see. We're going to watch Michael Dufort's channels. Or, you know, I don't even know. Does he prefer Michael or Mike? I don't actually know. Dufort, he posts a lot of gameplay footage. Dufort's always posting gameplay footage. A lot of this, he films for a lot of the local teams. This was the Capital Edge Paintball League a few weeks ago. Maybe like, like a month ago, something like that. Looks like we're watching Alliance Black. We'll just let this play. You guys can watch some gameplay. Yeah, so hopefully Dufort can help me film. I just want to find, I want to try to find someone who just has experience with equipment and knows how to handle cameras and all that stuff. That I can kind of like let loose and just be like, film me all day long playing and then do this and this and then it's over. It's easy. I don't have to like direct as much or move people around. Hopefully this is going to get really loud probably. That's not too loud. This is an early game. Look at that. It's like sunrise. It's like 7:30 in the morning or some shit. Look at how early it is. The lighting's really good like this. God's hot. Have you ever considered going to Super Game West to play and create a video? Not really to make a video. I mean, I've thought about it. Yeah, for sure. I think that, I mean, I've thought about going to Super Game just to go to Super Game, you know, just because it would be kind of fun. There's a lot of people that go here, you know, from Northern California to go play Super Game. A lot of the guys drive up there. It's like a 9-hour drive, though, so it's a hell of a drive. Alliance. Alliance is a team that's been around here for a very long time. Yeah, but I thought about going to Super Game for sure. I've just never done it because it's such like a thing, you know. It's got to go away for like 4 days or 5 days or something like that. I mean, one of the biggest problems Super Game is I always forget. It's like the day before or like 2 days before, and it's like, oh, Super Game's this weekend, and it's like, oh, okay, never mind. I guess we won't go. Never mind then. What'd you say? I need tips on how to bunker chumps and not be playing so reserved. Just do it. I mean, really. That's the only way to do it. Just do it. So, like, you know, just do it. If no one's shooting at you, start running. One of the things with paintball is, like, you have to think that, like, if no one's shooting at you, you can kind of move whenever you want. Because it takes so long for paint to get through the air and someone to start shooting. There's, like, that a 1.5-second gap or something like that when you can't be shot because people have to start shooting and the paint has to get there. So a lot of the times, if no one's shooting at you, you can just move. You know, if no one's actively shooting at you or there's not paint in the air already, you can just move. And I think that's really how we're going to get good. He's got a Geo4. I didn't like my Geo4. That's really, I think, how we're going to get good at everything. I'm going to make it so you guys can hear a little bit. That's one of the ways you can kind of get better at everything. Is going to be just doing stuff, man. You got to do it. You know, you can't just get better without doing it. Eric! Sorry, guys. With a super chat, so awesome. So awesome. Don't flake out on NXL Vegas, Brad. I'm not going to. Why would I? I don't plan on it. It's so far away. You guys act like it's like next week. We're all talking about like where we're going to stay, hotel rooms. I'm like, God, it's like 6 months away, guys. I'm like, I don't know. That's so far away for me. NXL Las Vegas, I'll probably go. Eric, super chats are freaking awesome. If anyone else wants to super chat, you know, go ahead. Go ahead. It's really cool. Yeah, I'll probably drive. I was thinking about this weekend, like, or last weekend. Hold on, I'm messing with the audio. Yeah, I was thinking about this weekend how we're gonna get there, and I was like, should I fly? Should I drive? Should I rent a car? But I'll probably drive to Vegas. It's like a 9-hour drive too, though, just as far as Super Game. So I don't entirely know, but it's nice to have a car there rather than having to like deal with renting a car. And I get like 50 miles a gallon in my car, so I can go there with 1 tank of gas. Ben Lawton with a super chat. We're going to switch the screen back over just to show people. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. You know, this is my job, essentially. So I got to make money if I'm going to keep doing it, or we're going to have to quit. And I appreciate Super Chat so very much. It encourages me to, actually do stuff. Shot Theory says, it's a lot easier to learn to play right if you start off playing overly aggressive. Okay. The faster you find the line, the easier it is to take a step back. I don't know what you mean by the line. Oh, I get what you mean by, like, you're playing over the line, or you're, like, too aggressive, like you're whatever. It's a lot easier to learn to play right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. But that is true. It is a little bit easier to, you're going to have to learn how to be aggressive and how aggressive you can be. So for sure, just being aggressive, you can kind of figure out how aggressive you should be or how aggressive you shouldn't be. But for sure, just doing it. Just doing it and learning, how fast you can play or shouldn't play or whatever. That's a nice shot. I liked that one. Yeah, I always try to play aggressive. I mean, I try to play aggressive mainly because it looks better for video, and I'm trying to make, like, gameplay footage. It's far more entertaining if I'm aggressive than if I'm not. Because if I'm, sit in the back all the time like I typically do, it's just boring. So I gotta try to move around a little bit just to make it a little bit more interesting. Yeah. Yeah, and you definitely save paint. I mean, you're not going to sit in the back and shoot a bunch like Steel City Advantage says. Steel City, Pittsburgh? Whoa. Yeah, you're shot in the fucking tank, dude. Look at this guy shot in the tank. That should be a penalty. I mean, I don't know. Shot in the tank! You can't play with a tank hit. I was actually at this tournament. I was there. I might have been there right then, actually. Creeping around somewhere. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay, there we go. Gameplay footage is so much better when you get up close. Some people posting long balls, and I can't see at all what's happened. Yeah, I 100%. Like, that's why I try to be aggressive. Like, if I had, like, some way of zooming in, like if I had a lens that was like a 3x zoom or something like that, it wouldn't be that big a deal. But because we're all using GoPros and have this crazy wide field of view, you really can't see stuff that's far away. So the only way to, like, get it to come out clear or see what you're shooting at or something like that is getting up close. And I struggle a little with that. I'm not typically like a front player. Like, I'm 6'5". I'm not supposed to normally be going to the snake off the break. So you kind of have to if you're, like, trying to film gameplay stuff. It's true. Funny antics. That's what you said. What I'm doing. It's harder, shot theory again. It's harder to teach aggression for a person who has always played defensive than it is to teach aggressive players to take a breath and calm down a bit. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's kind of why I liked when you said just, be aggressive, and you'll figure out how aggressive you can be and shouldn't be, for sure. Dan Holiday. What's with Dan Holiday? For sure. I don't know, though. Because I hear that and I'm like, not really. You know, like I really think that and I'm like, yeah, you know, I used to play back bunkers a lot, right? Like I used to play back center or, you know, the snake corner or stuff like that. But I think like, I don't know, the times when I wanted to be aggressive, like if we were playing 7-man, sometimes I would play front. And I don't know, it wasn't really that difficult for me. I always felt like it was pretty easy to play slow or fast. It really isn't hard, but I think that's just because I've been playing for a long time too. If I was new, it probably would be. But, you know, maybe, yeah, it's probably just because I've been playing forever. But, you know, now it's like easy. You know, I can, you know, play slow or play fast or do whatever. Yeah. Who asked who I was? I don't know. I asked you who you were a long time ago, and you said you played for 20 years, or someone said they played for 20 years or something like that. I don't know. Is it easier to teach someone to play fast or play slower? Obviously play slow, because it's just simpler. You just do less, right? Old Soul, playing aggressive is like bunkering and getting blown up, while bunkering is great for the gram. Not always the best option in actual gameplay. 100%. I've always kind of thought that. I've always thought that. I mean, like, right? I think back to when we had the W, right? When there was the big W in the center of the field, or you had the X in the center of the field. I always kind of thought that, like, why don't we just let that guy stay there? And as long as we know that there's a guy at the W, just play around that, right? Know that there's a guy there. We don't necessarily have to go up there. Okay, well, if you're actually Daniel Holiday, I don't know. I don't know if to believe you or not. There's been people in here all the time that are like, I'm Donald Trump. And you're like, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Welcome. The hell was I talking about? Yeah, but I've always thought that if we're like if there's a guy at the W or a guy at the X, a lot of the times I feel like it's instinctually, or like we've been told that you have to go bunker that guy. And I've done that so many times, right? Ran all the way from like the back center to the 50 to bunker a guy or whatever. And the only thing it's resulted in is me getting shot and the other guy getting shot. So it's like, I don't know. It's always like, why don't we figure out how to actually shoot this guy and stay alive? And now it's a 4-on-4 when it was a 5-on-5 before. And it's like, is it that much different? I don't know. I think it always takes like, every situation is going to be a little bit different. Maybe? Yeah. Okay. This is the problem with the internet. I have no reason to lie. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. The internet is built on lying. Nick Ferens, how are you, sir? What will be the next big game event? What will be your... I was like, oh, the next one. I don't know. You know, I've not played a lot, really. It's like, I've probably only played like 10, 8 big games or something. I've not played a lot. So I hope soon. I mean, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. You know, I think about going like to Decayed Nations and stuff like that, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe at some point here. Shot Theory, or aka maybe Dan Holiday. As long as you know which side you're shutting down, then yeah, your logic is sound. That's true. As long as you know, as long as you know, like, if there's, you know, the guy's at the center 50 and he's looking right the whole time, it's kind of like, just ignore that guy. But I mean, when it gets to that point, when we're talking about like, should we bunker the 50 guy or let him live and, you know, no one go to the Dorito side, just like, you know, whatever. I mean, that's like next level paintball though. That's that like pro paintball stuff where you're able to like communicate in the point to figure out what to do. It's very rare that we're probably seeing that at any other level. I mean, I've not done that, you know, I don't know. I just see a guy and I'm like, oh, run to bunker him out. Because that's like what I've been told for a long time. So I don't know. I really wish they'd bring the W back. I'm like the only person. I love that bunker. I'd go to that thing and I could shoot everyone. I'd stand through that crack and I'm like, no one could go anywhere. Like I can shoot the entire field. I'd go to that W and like, you can like shoot the snake one guy. I can like shoot the Dorito one guy. It's like I can shoot like everyone on the entire field. I really liked it. That's probably why everyone hated it though. It wasn't really like the most fair, we'll say. Well, Dan Holiday, we're talking about that. You know, my favorite paintball player probably ever is Brian Smith. Brian Smith from Tampa Bay Damage is probably like the smoothest player ever. He'll like slide the snake and he's like, it's like so silky smooth. It's so smooth. So smooth. We say, we'll go with Tampa Bay Damage. We say black if you're posted snake side and white if they're Dorito side. Yeah, so many teams have those calls with like all kinds of calls, you know, like all kinds of like, we blew out this side or we blew out this side, or there's so many like terms that teams use or pro teams specifically use that we lower divisional players don't really ever get told or talked about that often. The W was kind of lame. I'm only 5'8". Exactly. I loved it. Dude, it was like when I walked up to it, it was literally like right here. Like the wing went like right here. Like the dip in the on either side or whatever, it was like perfectly right here. So I could literally walk up to it and just look straight through it. It was so funny. So I can just be like, I could stand up and like shoot crazy angles at people. It was fun. Do you know what paint CEP has? Most of the time they have HK Army stuff. Last time I was there, they had Define HK. Was wondering if they still had or haven't had it since April. Well, it's definitely not probably the same paint. You know, they've gotten different shipments and stuff. But they're still for sure using HK and Defy. Which I'm okay. I like the Defy stuff. I was a fan of the Defy paint. I like the Defy stuff. Every time I've used it, I've been using all this Dynasty stuff. Oh, God. It's not. Dynasty. Brian is the most underrated player in the league. He used to be better. I just think he's not playing as much as I think he used to. I feel like I used to see him on the field more. But he really is so smooth. Bridnikov, he's probably my favorite player to watch, we'll say. Those calls are what Marcelo is always trying to get deeper into. One word to convey a whole picture. For sure. I mean, recently, I was going to do a video called Paintball Terms. And it was going to be... Let's open it up. Paintball terms. You guys want to see some like... What is going on? Let's turn this monitor on. You guys want to see like super behind the scenes stuff? I don't know if this is going to be exciting. Paintball videos. Look at all these videos I have ideas for that we've not. These are all not all the videos. No, not all of them. So I was going to do paintball terms, and there were going to be. I don't like how this. I want peak in the center, and I was going to do like all of this. Like I wrote all of this, and then I was like, I don't know. I don't really like this. One of the things I was kind of struggling with was, I don't know, there's so many like terms for like speedball and airball that I was like, overwhelming. I was like, what codes and stuff do I actually put into this? I was going to try to define how to set a trap and like what wrapping is. But I think there's too many terms. So I think that, ooh, look at this. I was like, for example, Darula from Impact, retreating and getting a kill on the player in front of him. Because I made a clip. But I don't know if I'm going to actually do this or not. I also wrote another video, best starter paintball guns, but this was so stupid. I was like, this video is kind of lame because it's all like Planet Eclipse guns. I was like, it's literally, so I write everything. You can look at all this writing. It's all just Planet Eclipse guns. I was like, okay, we got an EMEC, and if you want a mechanical gun, you can get the EMF 100, and then if you want something better, you can get the Ether 3. It's like, this is stupid. It's just all Planet Eclipse guns. So it wasn't that exciting, and we retreated back from that. "100%. In my opinion, all the calls in the field should be more than one syllable, or else it sounds like blah." 100%. I've always thought that, right? Like, we have guys, like, teams that are yelling, like, D1 and, like, D2, and I'm like, I don't like that. It's, like, too, like, G's, and then you're yelling just a number, and it's like, I don't know. I've never liked that. For sure. And some of the bunker names, some of the bunker calls, some of the calls people have are very similar, too. It's kind of hard. 100% agree. Malloy has an awkward style and is disgusting shot and pulls stuff out that should never work. The craziest thing I've ever seen in a paintball game was when the Russians played in Europe like 6 or 7 years ago, and Brynnikov was in the Snake. He was in Snake 1. His gun stopped working, and it totally didn't work. Like, he totally couldn't get it to work. So he just got up, ran to the corner, or ran, like, to the center of the field, took someone's gun, went back to the Snake, shot someone, and then, like, ran out of the field and, like, bunkered another guy and, like, bunkered another guy. And I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. He, like, traded his gun. He's like, you just give me your gun. And so, like, went back. It just shoots half the team. I was like, that's insane. That's the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. It shouldn't work. And he definitely shoots. I also think that, like, one of the things that, let's see if this angle works better. One of the things that I've thought about is, like, so many of us, like, if we're shooting at something, right? So say I'm, like, shooting at the camera, right? I stand kind of, like, straight up to it, right? And I, like, come out and shoot or whatever. I'm like, so we kind of, like, stand a little bit squared up to the thing. One thing I've thought about recently is when we're doing that, we're really using a lot of, like, oblique muscle, right? And I think that if you're coming out, it's a lot harder, I think, to stop your body with the obliques because their muscles aren't as big and they're not, like, as strong as your actual abdominal muscles and, like, your thoracic spine area or whatever. So why don't we ever snap shoot? I think that people should try to snap shoot like this. So put your shoulder, like, pointing at what you're shooting at, and I'm gonna try shooting like this, like rolling my whole torso forward rather than, like, going to the side, because our bodies really aren't designed to do this, right? Your back's not really made to do that. It's made to go like that, like bend forward. And I think that, like, us snap shooting like this might be almost better. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I thought of that because that's how Brynnikov shoots. That's how he like has this weird, like, he'll, like, stand, like, with his back almost to things. It's crazy. I don't know. That could be completely insane, but I don't know. Definitely more syllables. Basically looking for different sounds. I'm going to go like... Would you try to use those syllables to potentially go real nuts and try to hide codes? Cali could be Bali. I don't think so. I don't think that matters, because most of the time, like, you can't really hear the other team. You know, you can't really hear the other team. And I think most of the teams kind of use unique codes anyway. Yeah, I think that, like, I truly think that this makes more sense. But the problem is like, you can't shoot the other way real quick. It's hard. You gotta like rotate your whole body. Whereas if I'm like this, at least I can shoot that way, and then I can like switch hands and shoot the other way real quick. I don't know. I just noticed Bridnikov, he shoots like that sometimes. But he's like 5 feet tall. He can like stand up in the snake. And I can't, on my knees, I'm like, I'm like this high above everything. It's crazy. Yeah, it really is just muscle memory. It is a lot of muscle memory, for sure. Just like if I went out there, it'd be really hard for me to actually, like... Man, I don't know. It probably wouldn't be hard. But I feel like it's, like, way more... You're, like, more stable like that. I don't know. I don't know. You should snap shoot. I don't know. I know my team's voices way more distinctively. Yeah, that's true too. You're kind of like used to who people are. You're used to voices. Like, you know who's yelling and all that jazz. Hey, that's my boy T-Wayne. Who's T-Wayne? I'm not T-Wayne, am I? Hope I'm not T-Wayne. What time is it? 5:20. Do I need to go anywhere tonight? I don't think so. I think if I had to go to like this grocery store or see what's going on. Oh, we can do that. Look at something real quick. Dan Holiday? I didn't know. Okay, you're really Dan Holiday. Dan, I hope you're well.
Try on.
I just clicked on your YouTube page here. I did not know you had YouTube. We're gonna subscribe to your channel. Then I'm gonna bounce shots. I don't know if you guys can hear my screen. We'll do that later, before I get too confused by myself. Yeah, there's been a handful of pro people here. Dan Holiday, that's that guy Shot Theory. That's really him. Dan Holiday's played for Damage. Dan Holiday. I call you Daniel Holiday. Do I? No. Dan. That's what I've said in the past. I mean, you played for Damage for a very long time. I mean, good lord. The whole time? How long has Damage been pro? Damage has probably been pro... Oh, man, maybe like 2004? 2003? Well, I appreciate it. I don't know if anyone in Paintball knows who the hell I am. I don't talk to anybody. I only talk to like 8 people at the paintball field. And that's it. About all. Who? Nick Sloviak shows up every once in a while. Oh, Strange. Stranger Raiders? I don't know. Didn't Damage go under a year ago? No, Damage won a tournament. This year? Shit. Last year? There was that crazy Jacob Edwards one-on-one. 2007? Really that late? How is it having... Answer me this. How is it like having Dave on the team? I played on Team Strange before then Miami Raiders. Okay, Strange sounds right. I mean, a lot of the a lot of the Damage guys played for Strange, right? It's also crazy to me that, like, Jacob's, like, 25. What the fuck? It's like, how you been playing pro for, like, 30 years. It's like crazy how long he's been pro for. Damage 1 MAO. Yes, I definitely know. There we go. W1 something. No, they like went bankrupt or something because of ownership. I swear I saw it in something. Why do I feel like I know way too much about this stuff. I think CJ Barsalis, is that right? Was like current owner or previous owner Damage, and something happened like there. Dave is actually legit. Dave and I don't get along. I don't know why. Not that we're like don't like each other, but we like, I don't know. It's always kind of weird. I always feel like there's sort of sexual tension or something. I don't know. It's very odd. Ben Lawton. Maybe it's just the names that make me think it, but is there any relation between TB Damage and DMG? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Or is it just pure coincidence and annoying that they're so similar? I'm with ya. With ya. Bot Solace? I think that's right. Yeah, Tampa Bay Damage at one point was going to have a feeder semi-professional team that was going to be Sacramento Damage. I mean, just straight up, Sacramento Damage. I was on that team for a week, and then I don't know what happened. Yes, so originally it was going to be Sacramento Damage, and then Dave Baines here in Sacramento was going to like be the, guy in charge or whatever. And then Dave left Tampa Bay Damage to play for Impact. So they changed the name from Sacramento Damage to Sacramento DMG. And I think that like maybe naming the team DMG was to try to like kind of like keep the same name and not make it totally a new team or something like that. So I think that's how the name DMG came about. And then Dave wanted to create his own clothing product line. So he decided the team name was going to be DMG. But then he said that DMG actually stood for Dave Makes Gear, which is interesting. And then a little bit later, it became Dedication Makes Greatness, which is just as bad. Just as bad. Dave Makes Gear is actually probably better than Dedication Makes Greatness. So there's your DMG story. I went to the tryouts. I think Jason Edwards and who the hell was there? Heck yeah, I'm correct. I swear that the Dave Makes Gear thing, I'm pretty sure it was real, though. At one point, it like became something. It's just kind of unfortunate timing that, he left the team like so, not abruptly, but he left the team kind of quick after starting. He left Damage after kind of starting up the semi-pro team. And I also kind of think that like maybe it wasn't going to work out because it was going to be too much like money or something else too, possibly. But I think it was mainly just because Dave wasn't on the team anymore. So I don't know. So Dan, how is the Triad? Since you guys are the only ones using them in the pro field. That's an odd question. That's a hard question to answer though, right? Because like if I was sponsored by JT and you asked me how it worked, I wouldn't tell you, probably. I would give some like weird answer to like not answer the question and like weird because the Triads had so many problems. It's kind of, yeah. Apparently they fixed it now though, and it's going to come out at World Cup, but it's about 2 years now of in the field testing, which is a long time. And the thing's so big. It's like a boat. It's just huge. It's so long. Old soul. At least Dave to Impact wasn't as quick as Ollie back to the Ironman. As quick? Was it quick? Not really. I mean, when did Oliver play for the Ironman? Originally. Like, Did Oliver ever play for the Ironman? Did Oliver Lang play for the Ironman before he played for Dynasty? That's my question. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think he did. Did he? I mean, I know Yosh did. Why is this chat not updating? I know I was going to say, I know Yosh did. Did he go pro with Ironman? I honestly don't remember. I mean, it had to have been like 2000. And then when did he leave Dynasty? Probably like 6 years later? It wasn't that quickly. I mean, Dave's been with Impact forever now, though. So, I mean, he's been with Impact for a really long time. It's worked really well. I mean, they've won so many tournaments. It's crazy. Dave's one of the best paintball players I've ever played. Dave shot me one time, 3 times in a row. I kept in 7-man with a cocker. I kept trying to go to the snake 1 off the break 3 games in a row, and he shot me 3 goddamn times in a row. It's freaking embarrassing. There's a news flash that makes it functional. Oh, there's a new flash, not a news flash. There's a new firmware flash, we'll say, that makes it functional faster. Function faster. I can't read. But I'll agree the first run of the Triads had some issues, yes. Yeah, I think loaders at this point are loaders. Like, if it just feeds and doesn't jam, then they're kind of all the same. There's really not like a massive difference between, like, you know, whether you have a Spire or the Control, you got a TFX3. Those are all good. The Triad, who knows? We'll see. I'm skeptical of JT, though, so I don't know. Ollie showed up to practice the Ironman with Dynasty and basically said, hey guys, I'm practicing with them. Did he really? I know that there was some like animosity between people, and it's crazy to think that, like, I mean, Oliver got $100,000 to play for 5 years. Like, that's not very good. And everyone like freaked out when it happened. It was like, yeah, oh, that's not that much money. But okay. I mean, I'll take $100,000, but you know, to work for 5 years, like it's like your job. I mean, it's not very good. Papa Beans, do you think we are going to see a new Lux or a Geo? Probably not a Geo, but I would put money that we're going to see one of 2 things from the Luxes. I bet we're going to see a new bolt system. So, like, we might see a new bolt or like a new drive system or whatever the hell we're calling that for the TM40, or you might see a whole new gun, like a TM60 or something. I don't know. They're probably not going to name it that, but like the whole new version, or maybe just like a TM40 Plus with a new version of the bolt. I'm pretty sure. Man, I get so mixed up on the Dynasty stuff though, because didn't they go pro in 2001? I don't know. Wow, what shot theory? Dan. He didn't win Spyder Cup Mustangs because he was pro 10-man with the Ironman. Was the Spyder Cup amateur only? I really don't remember. Didn't Dynasty win 2 Spyder Cups? Didn't they win, like... They won Mustangs? And didn't they give away, like, Eclipses as well? Yeah, what guns does... There you go. There's something new coming out. I'm gonna go with that no comment right there, because damage, Tampa Bay Damage, they use Luxes, right? Yeah, for sure. I've heard multiple things from people, but I think it's kind of obvious, right? I think it's just obvious we're gonna see something, because they've lowered the prices on the guns, right? So as soon as companies lower a price, they're trying to sell stuff to get ready for a new product. So, I think it's probably obvious that we'll see a new gun just because they've lowered the prices on the Shockers and the Lux. Big screen TVs. That's actually, I don't know. 20 years ago, a big TV was kind of expensive. Now they're like $400 or $300. So that's probably not the worst. Sandy Toast. Wasn't it 100,000 a year on that deal? I think it was 100 total. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was 100 for the whole contract. And at the time, that was crazy. I mean, because nobody else had really been paid like that before. We never heard of people getting paychecks really to play. So it was kind of a big deal. Even though it wasn't like, he's not making 100 a year. He obviously still made other things or whatever. 100 a year to play professional paintball would be crazy. There were guys. I mean, when the Latin Saints, when they started the Latin Saints last year, there were multiple guys on that team that supposedly made over 100. A-Rod or Alice Goldman, apparently. Oh, I don't remember. But there were some dudes that made like a solid amount of money doing that. I have to say, 2-Bit says, I have to say I'm really liking the Field 1 Force Marker. What a solid, beefy gun. It's definitely true. He likes it. Yeah, it's definitely beefy. I mean, if you want beefy. You know what else is beefy? This is beefy. My A5. We're going to get banned from YouTube for doing that. We'll also get banned from showing that, so we're not going to show that. All right, guys. What was I going to say? Oh, that's what I was doing. You know what I hate about? I hate, like, the face tracking portion of this camera. It worked. See, it's got my face again. Shit. Video on this on Monday. You want to see me like... Curious to know when the next F1 marker will drop. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I honestly don't know. I know it's so expensive to make guns. It's so expensive to, like... It's just so expensive to, like... I don't know. Research. Noah! It's so expensive to research and, like, make new guns. They gotta, like, get new molds made and all kinds of stuff. It's really expensive. So I don't know. I would be kind of surprised if we saw one, but I don't know. G7R news. Who knows? I don't know. I definitely don't know. One thing that's true too is, like, if I actually know things, I'm not going to tell you guys. Kinda. Like, I'll tell some things, right? But a lot of the times, or sometimes, manufacturers will tell me stuff. Like I don't know, I'm talking to Eclipse about something. And randomly I'll get information that, like, I know they don't want me to tell people. So sometimes I just won't even tell people. I'm pretty good at lying and will be able to, like, skirt around it. Yeah, but I don't know. I'll also tell you I don't know. I'll probably tell you I know, but I can't tell you. funny antics. I'm assuming that blunderbuss barrel doesn't take an insert. No, it does not. What I do have. I don't know. I did have one that took an insert, but I don't know what the heck happened to it. Sam Kinison. That Sam Kinison? That's my Sam Kinison impression. I don't want to yell, really. Does anyone know who Sam Kinison is? Probably. CS3 disappointment. What does that mean? I don't think so. I mean, I'm disappointed they're like $4,000, you know. But, I can't think of anything Sam Kinison yells. I haven't seen Sam Kinison do stand-up in forever. I watched Shane Gillis's new special last night. Shane Gillis is one of the funniest people right now. It's very good. His special, he came out with like a year and a half ago, or a year ago, 2 years ago. Very good as well. And this one was pretty much just as good. Just as good. Sam Kinison doesn't just yell. He's dead. And he might have, yeah, he's a yeller. But we're all yell a little bit. It was different times, too. Like, if he was doing his act now, it might be funny. Sam Talent, he's also good. Yeah, I like Sam Talent. Stand-up's my thing. What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, I think if Sam Kinison, not Sam Talent, Sam Talent's weird. He's like a hipster Shane Gillis. Or he looks like he is, more so. Yeah, I think Sam Kinison probably wouldn't be able to, like, it wouldn't have the same effect as it did back in the 80s and stuff, but I still think if he was performing now, just because he was Sam Kinison, it would still work. But, yeah. Who is Chubby Behemoth? What is that? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I should watch Sam Talent. I like Sam Talent. Not Sam Talent. Sam Talent? Why do I feel like that's wrong? Yeah, it's definitely not wrong. Sam Talent. Oh, he's got like way short shorts on in this picture. That's funny. He doesn't always wear short shorts, right? Yeah, I listened to a couple podcasts. You said the Sam Talent podcast. I probably listened to like We Might Be Drunk, I like a lot, with Sam Morrill and Mark Norman. And I also like Tuesdays with Stories with Joe List and Mark Norman as well. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I'm like blanking. I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts, honestly. I just listed two with Mark Normand. No, I can't log out of that. Never mind. Anyway, who's playing paintball this weekend? Do they still do Two Bears, One Cave? I sometimes listen to Your Mom's House, too, I guess. Not really, though. Sometimes. Who was on it the other day I was listening to? I don't know. Are You Garbage Guys? I think the Are You Garbage Guys were on Your Mom's House. Paintball this weekend. Where are you going to play? Where are you going to play paintball? And what are you going to use? What paintball gun are you using? And where are you going to go? Put the city, state in the paintball field. Ben Lawton. I'd be shocked if 2B1C came to an end. Doesn't it print money for them? I don't know. Because I always feel like sometimes they would do them and then like Bert wouldn't be there or someone wouldn't be there and it'd be kind of weird. And then it was just like one bear and then like a twink in a cave. So I don't know. I'm not really paying that much attention. I imagine. I mean, you get 1 million views on a podcast. Trust me, if you get 1 million views on a video that's an hour, that's pretty good. You're making good money. Texas, another either Giant, okay, Giant or Paintball Fit. Oh, those are two very good paintball fields. Carter's going to play Modesto with his 180R at Extreme Paintball. Cousins, New Jersey, and an Ether 3. Hopefully to play this weekend at Livermore. Okay. Thought about going out there. Shot Theory, we have Dan again. Dan's going to play with a Tippmann A5 and a response trigger somewhere. Yeah, Bert and what the hell is that guy's name? Tom Segura. They don't need money. Well, they do, but they're rich, so. But you get like 1 million views on an hour-long video, and it's like thousands of dollars. I mean, it's like 10 grand or 15 grand, probably, something like that. You got to think they're doing that once a week. It's crazy. It's because of the length. The length is what makes them money. You can show more ads against it. Triple X, ooh, Buenos Aires. The 3.5. Hollister at Hollister, California, USPN. Paintball, they have real grass. I know, I've seen that. The CS3, 2 bits. I'd like to get on field at Quick Shots in New Jersey. Quick Shot, I've heard of that place. I love AG Paintball, but it's raining all weekend, so I'm installing my Ironman kit. All right, there you go. Sandy Toes, Mr. I don't know what that's about. You have surgery tomorrow? That's no good. You have surgery tomorrow on kidney stones? That's why I gotta drink this water. That ain't no fun. Legacy Sports Park in Lakeland, Florida. You're gonna use an Automag RT. All right, I'm good. Okay. So you're gonna upgrade to something else with a response trigger. I really wish this had an RT trigger. Like, I have my A5. I'm gonna like cover it up like this so it doesn't look like a gun. I have my A5, and YouTube will get mad if I show this. And I really want to I really wish I had a response trigger right there. I use it a lot. If I had an RT trigger, I'd use it. And I looked at buying one. I'm like, I don't want to spend $100 and something on an RT trigger. That's insanity. Davis Paintball in Davis, California. I'd like to go to Davis. I haven't been to Davis in forever. APP. I don't even know where that's at. APP. I think of Action Paintball Park or something, but that's like around me. Hogan's Alley. I remember playing against the Hogan's Alley. Dan Holiday might. No, he probably didn't. He's probably pro by then. Hogan's Alley. Remember when Hogan's Alley had like the Hogan's Alley All-Stars or something like that? They played like D1 or D2 PSP. I remember playing against them. Good times. Ramon Lewis. Synergy Woods. That sounds kind of cool. In Grafton, Ohio. Johnny RC. No. You guys are replying to each other. Oh, you have an SFL Shock Tech. My friend Eric's probably gone. Where the hell are you, Eric? Eric, are you still here? If you're still here, Eric, give me a shout out in the chat. I don't really have anything cool. This is probably my coolest one. Let's see if we can do it top down. Oh, look at that. Look at that bad boy. The Angel LCD with the die single trigger frame. Got that die feed neck on there. A die breech knob. I used to have the die sight rail, but I took it off because I was going to try to do an Intelli feed, and I didn't do it. This gun has not worked in a very long time. And I kind of like to make it work. Get that rotor breech. Damn, that's not been open in a long time. Well, the RAM moves. That's good. The Angel LCD. Yeah, I don't know if this works at all. I mean, I at one point, like, had a charger and everything, but then the charger wouldn't work. And what sucks about these is if the gun's not charging, there's no real good way to know what's happening. So it could either be the board not working correctly, that battery could be bad, or the charger could be bad. So it's a little bit hard to tell which one's bad. That's why one of the more common things was to like get like fully replace the board inside there. I bought one of these brand new. It's like $1,200. You know what else I was thinking about the other day? Paintball guns. Paintball guns have gotten like, we'll say, people complain about the price of a lot of the paintball guns, but it's really kind of crazy how, like, you know, almost 20 years ago, I was buying paintball guns for $1,500. You know, $1,500, and that's just like the same exact price we're buying them for now. So it's kind of crazy how, like, you know, high-end guns 20 years ago were $1,500, and still they're $1,500. So a lot of people just complain about these prices of guns, but they really haven't gone up all that much. I mean, obviously we've seen a tick up recently. Planet Eclipse has added like $200 onto the top of their high-end guns. So, yeah. You know, I want to get the like, I want to fully replace the board and battery inside that gun, and like, I don't know, can you put like a proto? They could put like a proto board in there. Or like, there's like the Enoch board. There's all those like upgraded Angel boards that I'm gonna try to get at some point. I don't know. That gun's been sitting around for 10 years, over 10 years, not working. So I don't know. It's not like I'm not in too much of a hurry. Yeah, old soul, that's what I'm saying. But $1,500 back then was closer to $2,500 now. Yeah, exactly. You know, like $1,500 was a lot more money 20 years ago than it is now, you know. That's why it's like, I don't know. The cost has come down, or like the value. My Brass Eagle Cobra cost me $300, I think, brand new. I'm pretty sure that's what I bought like my like spider shutter for, or whatever. Have Furpo fix it. Tim Furpo. I don't know if Furpo has the actual parts I need, though. Fun fact. When I worked for Angel, in the end of Angel, I actually worked for a warranty center, and we sold all of our warranty parts to Tim Furpo. Yep. Man, I really wish he was like working though. I mean, he might have some stuff, but I don't know. I've got to look into it. There's a lot of guys who can do something for me. I have quite a few blank boards for various guns unprogrammed. Is that for your like cheater boards you guys have? So you can swap in a board real fast and have like, I don't know what you'd do. Remember back in the day, there was like a rumor that like all the Bob Long guns had like ramping dwell. So like when they started to shoot fast, the dwell, they'd increase the time the valve was open. So there was a rumor that when they shot fast, the high rate of fire, that they'd increase the valve open time. So it actually increased the velocity as well. But that doesn't work. It never worked. It was never a thing. There were plenty of people with cheating boards, though. You know, like you'd put boards made specifically for the pro teams by the manufacturers, and they'd put them in their guns, so you'd have like full auto and like all kinds of like sketchy boards. Yeah, there aren't really cheater boards anymore. That's why I was like, you can't really do it now, mainly because everybody's so used, like when you're shooting 10.2, I mean, if you get a gun that shoots 10.3, it's like, that sounds weird. Like we're so adept to like what it actually sounds like. You know, I could see those shockers actually ramping up the dwell. I remember that there was a time when I actually tried with those intimidators. I just remembered something. Man, a long time ago. If anyone knows who Terry Fong is, Terry Fong is worked for Bob Long for a very long time. Terry's a great dude. Great guy. He's always the paintball, well, not always paintball field. He's the paintball field still. He's helped coaching some of the teams out at the paintball field. Terry's great. But Terry and I were kind of close at one point, long time ago. And I'd go to his house and we'd talk about paintball stuff. And at one point, we were talking about cheating boards in all the intimidators, and I just ratted them all out. I just was telling everybody on PB Nation. Maybe I don't really remember that well, but I definitely said a bunch of things I wasn't supposed to, and Terry got mad. He was not happy. That's funny. I really just remember that. That's funny. And then I had a cheating board in my Angel at one point in 2005 or something like that, where if I held the trigger down and pushed the power button twice, hearing stuff. I'd hold the trigger down, press the power button 2 times, and it'd switch the gun into uncapped full auto. So off the brake, I'd be and then as soon as I let go of the trigger, it'd go back to semi. They didn't like that. I got a big ass penalty for that shit. There you go. Dan just said, shot theory. If I stopped shooting for 10 seconds, it would default back to normal. Yep, that's what mine did. I'd go radar or whatever and do their thing, and it'd be all semi-auto. And there was no this is when there was no rate of fire cap and everything was in semi-auto. And let's look at that really fast. It's when the guns were semi-auto. So I'd go radar and it'd be all semi. I'd get to the start gate, hold the trigger down, and be 1, 2, and then it'd be in full auto, and then I'd be I wouldn't really shoot off the brake doing it though. I'd run and shoot doing it. So if I was running and shooting to a corner, I'd do it because it's not as obvious. And then you get there and I start shooting semi, and then it just goes back to normal. But at one point I got caught with it and it got in a lot of trouble. You got a gross major or some nonsense. He's got a ton of old parts laying around. Tim Furpo? Maybe. But I need the parts that no one has. I want a stock Angel board for an LCD and a factory charger. I know those things are rare. Maybe not the charger so much. Definitely a board. Old Soul. I know a guy that said early he would program a skip in the full auto to make it sound like it was still semi. For sure. You could do that, for sure. The old Cocker frames with the pin behind the trigger. Forget the name of the frame. I don't know. It's probably just an E-blade. The rest would try to come up to me and I'd have to be what? I'm not I'm not hit. I'm not hit. Really, I'm counting in my head. Oh my gun. Oh yeah, for sure. You gotta distract them for 10 seconds. You're just run around for a minute. You're oh, here you go. Before the E-blade, maybe it was the race gun. The race frame was very popular. I don't know who made that though. Yeah, I don't. Now I'm talking about this and I'm I don't know. My gun might have turned off after a certain period of time too, because there was definitely a ref that ran up behind me. I was walking on the field and he ran up behind me and I was just oh, he took my gun. And he's I'm yep. But this was divisional too, and it's if we go back and watch the old 7-man MPPL stuff, everyone had illegal guns. It's crazy. you watch those and guys are shooting like, like no one can shoot 25 balls a second. Like that's crazy. It's like everyone just had like wacky full auto guns and like gnarly things going on. It was crazy. But I'm glad that we don't have guns that cheat now and we're all like pretty much consistent. But I really kind of think that I really wish that we would try to change the rate of fire stuff. I really wish that the NXL would just try insanity with all their rules and just mix it up more. Because we're seeing like, I don't know, the same things over and over and over and over. I want to see like weird bunkers used and like crazy rate of fire and like some 3-on-5s or I don't know, something weird. I don't know. Yep, 7-man. I never played 7-man. I used the boards in X-Ball only for the PSP. But like everybody had cheating guns in 7-man. It was crazy. And then everyone was like trying to like deny it and stuff. I'm like, well, Angel has them. I mean, we're making them. I mean, I got 3 of them right over there. No one was supposed to like know about it, but like, you know, everyone had it. People were sliding and one-handed accidentally shooting 30 into the ground. It was crazy. You go back and watch those videos. Like we watched a video a couple weeks ago and it's like everyone's just like brr, 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 brr. It's like no one shoots that fast. Like you can't shoot 25 balls a second. Like nobody can. Although I did have my friend Kyle and he'd get, when the MPPL was capped at 15, he'd play the MPPL and every single match they'd come over and check his gun because he can legitimately shoot fast. Like I can't do it. I'm like tick, 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 tick. I can't do it at all. But Kyle can shoot insanity. And they'd check his gun all the time. And they'd be like, oh, it's fine. He can just shoot really fast. He can just like reach the 15 cap in semi. It's crazy. Crazy. All right, guys. I don't know. I'm going to go eat dinner, I think. I'll be back Thursday. You betcha. Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And there's a video Monday. You know, we got the blunderbuss barrel. I'm going to make... This gun is just beautiful. We'll take a look at this real quick. We're going to make a video about the best mechanical gun ever is, I think, the Planet Eclipse CS3. It's actually not even the most expensive one. I mean, there's definitely a lot of autocockers out there that are... So you can see how big my hand is. There's definitely a lot of autocockers out there that are way more money. Just because they're rare, though, so... You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm alone again. Honestly, I have no idea. I'm not really extremely hungry right now, so I'll probably eat in a little bit. I don't know, though. I got plenty of food here I can cook. So, I don't know. I'd really like some chicken, but I don't really want to make chicken, so... Maybe I'll go to Hot Boys and get some chicken fingers. Alex Horton. Can't refs instantly tell if you're cheating with a radar gun and tells the rate of fire? Yeah, they actually kind of did that. There was the... in the original NXL, they had like a long time ago, they had these things they carried around and they would like point them and they'd be like, yeah, it'd be a radar and it'd tell you the rate of fire and everything. It's not, I mean, it's just not a problem now. You know, it's just not an issue. Yeah. Plus, there was really no... I mean, the NXL, it was full auto, 15 balls a second. Yeah. Yep, that's a mechanical frame on that bad boy. Yep. Yeah, they used to have like this big-ass, like, box gun thing. They had to like, they pointed at the field and it would like check velocity and jazz like that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I appreciate everybody coming by. It makes these a little bit more fun. I don't know, did they ever use those like crazy radar things in MPPL, or was it just like NXL, the real NXL, like the original NXL? I don't know. What? Now that grips slide off and on, it would be cool if they released different foregrip lengths, sizes, and shapes. I totally agree with that. There was actually talk about that a long time ago with people trying to like print stuff, but the problem is it costs so much money. I mean, just for an example, like to make this piece right here, to make that foregrip, right? The mold to make this foregrip is like 30 grand, like 40 grand, right? So if Planet Eclipse or any other manufacturer was to try to make grips that were soft and like durable like this, and they were not 3D printed or whatever, it'd just be so expensive. It's not really worth it. So I think that's probably why we don't. But I'd like to see them. I'd like to see a little longer, and then maybe a little fatter too, personally. But it's just so expensive. It's just kind of like, that's right. The MPPL had those like, those were way cool though, because you could actually tell which team shot the most. And I remember Portland Uprising or Seattle Uprising guys. Those guys shot the most one year. I don't know why I remember that. Okay, I'm leaving. I appreciate you guys. I'm closing the chat, so I'm going to stop talking to it. We're never going. Enjoy your weekend. Go play paintball on the weekends in a couple days. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Come back next time if you want. Bye.